Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Scumdogs Kennel. I'm your host, Chris Williams, and we're going to be talking about a renowned and controversial figure tonight. But first, let me go off and show off some artwork from my own upcoming graphic novel, Scumdogs. So let me go off into share screen, and we'll get right to it. Here's my extreme 90s cover. This cover I did to harken back to the comic books of the 90s. It looks pretty good, don't you think? Now, The Scumdogs, the name of my graphic novel, is a parody book. I parody the cartoons we all know and love when we were growing up, the cartoons we used to watch when we were kids. The Scumdogs themselves, the title characters, they're supervillains out to take over the world. See, the Scumdogs used to be former pro athletes. They used to compete in sports known as the Scumdog sports. They're called Scumdogs because they traded in their humanity for money. Because they had to basically compete against superhuman monsters, they transformed themselves either through science or through some more esoteric means into superhumanly powerful monsters. So you get the idea they're not exactly the nicest guys around. But what happens when they get banned from sports? Well, the Scumdogs decide to take over the world. They're led by their leader, Deathmug, the leader of the Scumdogs, who is currently fighting his archenemy, and these guys are my main stars in this graphic novel, Buick Starpoon. Buick Starpoon is the guy with the pink pompadour hair. Deathmug is a parody of various villains from 80s cartoons. You can see in the way he looks. He looks like the villains from G.I. Joe, the leaders of Cobra. Like Cobra Commander, he's got a metal mask. Like Serpentor, he's got gold on him, and he's purple like the Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. While his arch enemy, Buick Starpoon, who's basically him and the rest of his team are all G.I. Joe parodies. Buick Starpoon, the guy with the pink pompadour hair, notice the uniform he's wearing. Anyone on this cover with a similar uniform to him is part of his team in the Space Forces. Buick Starpoon is, I should also say this. Deathmug is an arrogant dictator who wants to rule the world, while Buick Starpoon is, a parody on the space hero and military type characters. He's an overblown, arrogant military guy who always thinks he's right. Now, Buick Starpoon is also a parody of the space hero kind of character, as well as having him and the rest of his team all having, because they're G.I. Joe parodies, all having a military specialty, something they're really good at and stuff, which makes them part of their team, which is why they're part of his team in the Space Forces and stuff. Now, Buick Starpoon, as I said, is also a space opera hero parody. Like he parodies characters like Buzz Lightyear or Zap Brannigan or Captain Kirk from Star Trek, or even Buck Rogers as well. Those kinds of space heroes who basically captain a starship and fight evil out in outer space. So you get the idea. Now, Buick Starpoon's military specialty is that he's a captain in the Space Forces. While this guy over here with the mohawk, his name is Roadhog. His military specialty is that he's an army guy. Before he joined up with Buick Starpoon and fights the Scumdogs, he was an army guy. He was part of the army, and he was an army guy. But now he's part of the Space Forces and he fights the Scumdogs. Now, over here, this bald guy with a gun down here, his name is Beach Pounder. His military specialty is that he's a Marine, just another Marine. Before anything else, he was just that. But now he fights the Scumdogs under the leadership of Buick Starpoon, and he's going to be fun when you read about him in a graphic novel. Now, this guy back here in the red uniform, driving that vehicle, basically attacking people, his name is Blast Tank. His military specialty is that he's a heavy vehicle specialist, a tanker. He drives heavy vehicles around, and he basically kicks ass. Rather, he just basically drives his tank around, or rather, he drives his heavy vehicle around. All right, now this cover here is one of 3 different variant covers you'll be able to back when my Indiegogo goes live. So when it's up on Indiegogo, I'm still working on the book, and I'm working on it every day. Go and back it. You'll love this book. Now, let's look at Girl Friday. Girl Friday is another member of the Wild Rangers. That's the name of Buick Starpoon's team in the Space Forces. She was assigned as his second in command because while Buick Starpoon fights the Scumdogs and saves the day, He and the rest of his team are, well, they're all just idiots who destroy everything in sight. So her superiors assigned Girl Friday as, well, Buick Starpoon's second in command. Basically, she's there to babysit them. And she hates him. She hates her job because she's basically now just a babysitter. And she hates that idea. Well, come and read about her when my graphic novel is up on Indiegogo. It's not out there yet, folks, but when it is, go and do so. I'm working on it every day, and you're going to love this book. And please, go, folks, hit that like button for me. It helps me fight the algorithm. The more people that see my content, the sooner my graphic novel Scumdogs comes out to you. So please hit that like button, as well as hit that bell and hit the part of the bell that gives you all future notifications for my videos. And please go and share this video out on Twitter and Facebook. Now let's look at Death Mug's Henchmen. Because in all 80s cartoons, the main villain of the cartoon would have henchmen, and they'd be total idiots. Now, the pink guy down here is Sloppy, and the blue guy with the top hat up over here is Murdermouth. There are a couple of idiots that do everything Death Mug says, but they can't possibly do, well, they can't do anything right. They keep screwing up and destroying everything, and, well, it's going to be fun when you read about them in my graphic novel. Let's look at more art and stuff right here and characters for my upcoming book, art and stuff like that. I mean, Murdermouth and over here looks pretty awesome. Here we have Hair Metal Doctor. Hair Metal Doctor is a parody of Dr. Mindbender from G.I. Joe, a mad scientist. But instead of just being that, he's also fused with a hair metal musician. Hair Metal Doctor thinks of all of the machines the Scumdogs use to try and take over the universe. He does it while being a hair metal musician, and I think that's awesome. And here we have Miss Rusty Melons, who's basically a parody of the Baroness from G.I. Joe. But unlike being the Baroness, she's a party girl who wants to have fun. She only became a villain just to have to have fun. So feel free to come and read about her in my graphic novel. Now, the Hair Metal Doctor pinup and the Miss Rusty Melons pinup will be included with other pinups in my graphic novel when you back it on Indiegogo. It's coming, folks. I'm working on the book every day, and it's going to be awesome. But I will also get these pinups out to you on T-shirts from Crypto Fashion as soon as I'm able to make them. So look out for those as well when I go and make them. Now, we looked at that and stuff. Let's go look at some Graham Hancock. We're going to be looking at Graham Hancock tonight and having some fun. We're going to be looking at the man who basically talks about various things and with Egyptology and ancient civilizations and how the timeline doesn't really match up. So feel free to go and do so. Let me go over here. And how the time. Now, as I said, we're going to be, but before we do, let's go and look at Indiegogo real quick. Let me get up there. Let's see. Earthbound 2 has 18 days left. It's made $42,183, and it looks pretty good. Final Boss has made $13,120. Knife Hand Blind Spot has made $33,000. This is from our boy Zach. Zach's Jawbreaker's book, new Jawbreaker's book from Knife Hand Solo Story. It's made $33,815. Abductables 2 Ridiculous has made $9,132, so that's also good. Let's go over here. Let's see. What should I look at first? Let's look at Jawbreaker's book, the new one, Knife Hand. Let's see. Let me go down here. The story. Knife Hand is a mutant ninja. The ability to generate energy blades from his hands that can cut through anything. As a boy, he was kidnapped and held for ransom but his wealthy father refused to pay the kidnapper, so they sold him to a ninja clan. After years of brutal training, he stole the power of the Knife Hand and went AWOL, searching for his father to get revenge, but the ninja clan never stopped hunting for him. So he joined the Jawbreakers in order to use them as a gang to protect him. His disdain for his teammates is unknown to them, but as much as he hates them, he needs them. So when the rest of the team is kidnapped, it's up to Knife Hand to rescue them. And the artwork in this book looks good. Basically, it's based on G.I. Joe characters as well as Metal Gear Solid, because you can see the artwork looks very much like Metal Gear Solid. The book is 60-plus pages, color, square-bound, and you're basically getting two stories in this. The Knife Hand story is 22 pages, and you also get a backup story called Garrison. Basically, what happens if G.I. Joe and Cobra have to work together to save their teammates from another terrorist organization. It looks good. The content: Knife Hand, Blind Spot, 22-page main story, and the artwork in it looks good. Garrison as well. And here's the art. Here's the Metal Gear Solid art. It looks very much like it. Yeah, I love this book. It looks great. Here's Garrison, as I said. It looks good as well. That is great. Nice. That is good. And you also go down here and see some of the, sketches and stuff like that. And, the pages that they were working on are also up here for you to peruse because they look pretty good as well. This comes from Richard C. Meyer, Our Boy Zach, with a new campaign. It's made $33,000 with $815, and it looks good. I already shared the video once. I kind of want to move this. Let's get along here. Final Boss graphic novel. Basically, this is what happens if comic books and video games were to combine together. You get back, it looks good. No, one more thing. Let me go back